Have you ever wished your text editor could think with your users? That's what AI-powered WYSIWYG editors are starting to do. Since their introduction, WYSIWYG editors have helped users across different fields write, style, and format web content without necessarily relying on writing HTML. And with the popularity of AI nowadays, these editors evolve into what we can call creative assistants, helping with grammar, tone, summaries, captions, and even code cleanup, all within the same space. Today, we're exploring 10 AI features for your WYSIWYG editor that can significantly enhance your users' productivity. We'll cover practical examples and show quick demos using Ferwala Editor, DeepSeek AI, and FileStack. And by the end of this video, you'll learn exactly how to bring these features into your own projects. Before we start, here's what you'll need. First, we'll be using Ferwala WYSIWYG Editor as the editing interface. You'll also need your choice of LLM. So for this, I'll be using DeepSeek. And finally, FileStack for implementing file-related AI-based features like image captioning and OCR. Once you have these ready, you're good to go. So here we have our WYSIWYG editor, along with a few buttons for each AI feature, including smart text rewriting, grammar checking, tone adjustment, text summarization, headline generation, code refactoring, and the other file-related AI features. So each feature here comes from a custom plugin in Ferwala, which connects to the DeepSeek API. We'll explore that later on, but for now, let's take a look at the features. Start with smart text rewriting. Let me just add some text here. So this is a short story about an enchanted toad. So let's try rewriting this quick. Now we have the result from DeepSeek. You'll notice that it didn't change that much, but it did alter some of the wordings used. Next up, we have spelling and grammar checking. So let's try adding a grammatically incorrect sentence here. Select the Fix Grammar plugin, and there you go. This is the fixed sentence, which is now grammatically correct and typo and error-free. Let's move on to the tone adjustment feature. So let's select the same block of text again, click the Adjust Tone plugin or button, and we have to choose here among some predefined tones or writing styles. So for example, let's use the friendly tone. So now we have the result from DeepSeek. You'll notice that the entire block of text now sounds much less formal. It's livelier, it uses more casual words, and it even has an emoji at the end. Next up, we have the Summarize feature. So like earlier, let's highlight the entire text, click the Summarize button, wait for the result, and there it is. Now we only have a few sentences, but the thought and the message are still there. For the Generate Headline feature, let's undo this a bit and select the entire text from earlier, click the Generate Headline icon, and now we have 5 other titles for the short story. Now, for checking the code refactoring AI feature, let's just paste this block of code, which consists of 2 functions, one for the Fibonacci and one for the finding the factorial of a number. So notice that we're using inefficient ways to find the answers. So for example, recursion may not be the best for solving a Fibonacci sequence compared to the iterative method. For the factorial function, we're also using non-descriptive or non-context providing variables, which could be a pain later on when maintaining code. So let's select everything, and let's check if the DeepSeek AI can refactor this code. For the language, let's just select JavaScript, click OK, and we now have the refactored code. So now you'll notice that the code is a lot cleaner, the comments have been removed, and we're now using more descriptive variables. So this feature is really useful for developers who use WYSIWYG editors. so that they can check or optimize before uploading their code to a repository. Now let's move on to the file-related AI features. First up, we have the image caption generation. So let's just erase this text, pick an image. Let's choose this. And the FileStack AI was able to create a descriptive and accurate caption for the image, which is a cat lying on top of a wooden table. Okay, so next up is OCR, or optical character recognition, which deals with extracting text from an image and displaying it as editable text. So let's click this sample business card, click upload, and FileStack AI was able to get all the text details from the card, including the name, the position, number, email, website, and even the company name. We can also use FileStack AI to perform image sentiment analysis, which scans an uploaded image and outputs an object which includes key value pairs corresponding to the emotion and the weight of the emotion. So let's try it out here. Upload a picture of this person. And FileStack AI was able to determine that the image consists of a person who is most likely happy. So we have here a 99.67% and almost close to 0% for the other emotions. We can check if an uploaded image is safe for work using FileStack. So let's upload an image of a duck. And FileStack was able to confirm that it is safe for work. That is, it doesn't contain any explicit or inappropriate content. Now that you've seen what's possible, let's walk through how you can implement some of these features using Frawala, DeepSeek, and FileStack. Let's navigate through the code for the 10 AI features. For the HTML, the only important parts here are the style sheets and scripts for both FileStack and Frawala, and the editor itself. So let's just add this id equals editor. That will be our Frawala instance. Next, let's move on to the JavaScript part. We have a function, an asynchronous function called callAI, which we will use to contact DeepSeek. So here's where you'll add your API key. We'll be using the chat completions endpoint of DeepSeek. These are the parameters or the options of our fetch command. So we're using the DeepSeek chat model. We have two messages here, one for the system role and one for the user role. The system is essentially what we want to say to DeepSeek, or the instructions that we want to tell DeepSeek. And the user role is the actual user input or user prompt. We also have the temperature of the model. So we configure this in a way that you'll be able to pick your own temperature when calling this function. When it's empty, it will default to 0.7. The max tokens parameter deals with the length of the response. If you want generally longer responses, you increase the max tokens, but it could also increase the charges. The show message function will just insert DeepSeek's response into the editor. Next up, we have the custom plugins. So per AI feature, we'll be creating one plugin function, one icon, and one register command. First up is for the smart text rewriting. So we're just using different system messages for each plugin. So naturally, for the rewrite function, we'll tell DeepSeek to rephrase for clarity without changing meaning. The same thing goes for the grammar and spelling correction. But notice that we set the temperature here to 0 because we wouldn't want any errors here since we are correcting the errors, and we want the model to be as accurate or as precise as possible. For the tone adjustment, we'll just get the user prompt for the tone, and depending on the tone, we pass that to DeepSeek. And same thing. We also do the same for the content summarization and the headline and title generation. So for the headline generation, we set the temperature to 0.8 since we want the model to be a bit more creative. For the code refactoring feature, we'll also be adding another prompt for the language, and we're also increasing the max number of tokens to 1,200. For the file-related AI features, we'll be using FileStack. So when initializing Ferwala Editor, as of version 4.3, Ferwala natively supports FileStack. So you'll just have to add FileStack options under the Ferwala options. So start with your actual API key. For the picker options, we'll only be using images for this tutorial. And for the toolbar buttons, we need to add the custom plugin buttons that we created earlier, along with the FileStack icon for the uploads. We also need to specify which plugins are enabled. So these are the ones that we created. This is the one for FileStack. And for the events, this is what the program will do once an upload to FileStack is successful. So we have different functions here, each corresponding to the AI feature that we want to test out. You can also combine or chain together these tasks using FileStack workflows or programmatically. We did cover FileStack workflows in another video, so if you want to figure out how you can combine tasks and have them run automatically one after the other, then go check that out. We'll also need the policy and signature, which you can generate from your FileStack dashboard here. And for the image captioning, we'll be using this link or this URL with the policy, signature, and the file handle as parameters. So notice that in the uploaded to FileStack event, we're actually sending the file handle of the uploaded image along with the editor instance, so that after the FileStack API call, we can insert the FileStack task result here. For the content safety checking, it's pretty much the same. You just change the second part of the URL and you process the result. If the SFW property returns true, then it means that the file is safe for work. Otherwise, it's not, and it won't be stored into your FileStack bucket. Same thing goes for the OCR. You just change this part with OCR and process the result using the text property of the object, of the resulting object. Image sentiment analysis. You'll be using this URL, and we also created a new function called format emotions. So it just cleans up the resulting object a bit so that we can have that key value pair display that we showed earlier. Finally, we have the call FileStack function, which works like the call AI function that we had earlier. So it just makes a fetch command using the FileStack URL as the parameter. And that's it. 10 practical AI features you can integrate into your WYSIWYG editor. Each one adds a layer of intelligence to your user's workflow, from text rewriting and summarization to OCR and sentiment analysis. Remember that the goal here isn't to make the editor flashy, but to make it useful, efficient, and adaptable for real-world use cases. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more tutorials, and try building your own AI-powered editor setup. If you'd like to share any AI features you already have for your editor, feel free to do so in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.